Victory or Death Starfighters, my name is Carlin Jones, and this is a Starfighter full episode review. And today we are going to be watching the newest, or at least is one of the newest TV series from Disney Plus, The Mighty Ducks Game Changer. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I heavily watched, or heavily, maybe it's not the best word, religiously watched the Mighty Ducks growing up. All three of them, even the cartoon series that had nothing to do with the movies, but it was like actual ducks from Duck World, or was it Hockey World? I think it was called Puck World. Yeah, I used to watch all of that, and I loved the movies. I loved all the movies. I think D2 is my favorite. I think with D3 definitely being the best one out of all of them, just in terms of like life lessons that it showed. Now, granted, I like the movies. Even to this day, I like the movies. I like, what they stand for. However, I have really been getting into hockey for the past, ever since last year in 2020. I have gotten so much into hockey that I've went back and rewatched some of these movies, and I'm like, oh, these movies have nothing to do with like the real grittiness of hockey, like the real rules, like how do you play the game of hockey. It has nothing to do with that, like, whatsoever. Every scene they're like doing something illegal, they're doing something that, like, no, you can't do that in a game of hockey. It's actually really funny. But now that I have a good IQ of hockey, I would like to think that my hockey IQ is like a C, at least a C. Like, I know all the positions, I know what they do, I know certain plays, diagrams, what you should run in a power play, all that stuff. Now that I have this IQ of hockey, I'm really looking forward to watching this, like a real hockey show. And who knows, it still might not be about hockey. You know what I mean? It could be about something else completely, but just revolve around the sport of hockey, which is completely fine. But yeah, I'm excited for that. I am excited to see cameos, if there's going to be some cameos. I have watched this episode. I'm not gonna lie, I have watched this episode, but I was like, oh, this is so good. I'm gonna do a full episode review on it, and I'm gonna keep doing it for the future episodes. Hopefully, I get to pick up on something that I missed, especially hockey related. I think when I first watched it, I was just like, oh, cool. This is not bad. I kind of like where the story's going, although it is kind of dumb, but I like it. I think it's cool. But now I'm gonna look at it from a hockey mind, and of course, just a television lover. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. So please comment below. Let me know if you guys are fans of the Mighty Ducks franchise, or if you play hockey, all that. Ooh, and also, before we get into it, I know this is a long intro, but I really want to have a conversation about the sport of hockey, the culture of hockey, and why it is so freaking stagnant and it hasn't progressed in the last, like, what, 30 years or so. You can argue that hockey in the 90s was a lot more popular than what it is now, especially in like the early 2000s, a little bit, especially in the early 2000s than what it is now. There are actual people who love sports and have no idea. They don't even know if the NHL broadcast their games. But I live here in America, so America is definitely, hockey is not the number one sport in America. It's not even it might be fourth, maybe. I mean, it should, but how many professional teams there are in America, which is ridiculous. But we're going to get into all that in this review. So with that said, let's get into it. So I'm going to be watching this on Disney Plus. On the description box, I would just say that I'm watching it on Disney Plus, and I'll give you a link to DisneyPlus.com. Hopefully you guys have a subscription. If not, you can get a subscription and watch the show. Or if you don't want to watch it at all and just listen to me, that's completely fine too. Because, hey, that's what this series is about. It's about you watching TV with someone. You never have to watch TV alone. That's basically why I do this. So let's get right into it. So I'm gonna start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, my chair. Dun, dun, dun. Love the music. Who came up with this music? So, I watched a video on TSN, their like YouTube channel, and they said something that was so good about hockey, that was so on the button. Hockey is a sport that not only has lost popularity throughout the years, but it's just majority of people don't play the games, they don't watch the games, they don't play the sport of hockey. They don't even go to the hockey rinks because the sport itself is not accessible for everybody. By the way, I love Lauren Graham. Lauren Graham is awesome. I've only seen like a few episodes of Gilmore Girls, but I loved her because I said so. Great flow. I know all the lingo in hockey now. Ten championships. You know what he just said is it's kind of true about hockey. Hockey is also one of the only sports in America where, sure, there are kids that play hockey, right? There's recreational hockey. You can be on like little league hockey teams and all that stuff. But there's two different categories in it. There's casual players of hockey, people who are fans of the game and they just play it, they have fun and all this stuff. And there are actual kids who are on a seriously different level. And they can honestly get drafted at the age of 15 to play for junior teams, which is absolutely insane. Not insane like, oh, they shouldn't be doing it, but like insane that the fact that, yeah, you kind of have to do this at a very young age to get to that level. So I don't know much about hockey in terms of like recreational hockey and like league or little leagues, little team leagues. Oh, God, tongue twisters. Kind of like, I play recreational basketball like on teams when I was like a teenager, and same thing with baseball when I was a little kid. And those were like all boys teams. So seeing this, I don't. Someone please tell me if that's a thing. I like because I don't know. I never seen that before. Like a little league hockey team that's like both for boys and girls. If it is, that's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. Also, I am a huge fan of the NWHL. I'm starting to watch more NWHL than NHL. I love women's sports. Huge fan of the WNBA. Yeah, I'm a Buffalo Buttes fan, by the way. So I'm trying to figure out what position he plays. Because I don't think he's a forward. If he's a defenseman, he wouldn't. Well, okay, never mind. Well, was it? Hold on. I don't know. I think he's a defenseman. It's not a boarding call. What the hell? Don't blame him. Where the hell's the other defenseman? All right, I hope you cut the other defenseman too. Because there's literally no one. He was the only one back. Wait, but was he on the team last year? That's true. Once again, that is true. That is the harsh reality. Listen, it just depends what type of hockey you are playing, what type of league you are playing. Like, imagine him trying to play in a league like this with kids that were like Conor McGregor or like a Patrick Kane at that age. Like, it wouldn't even be fair for him. Honestly, it wouldn't be. That's kind of rude of her. She doesn't. You don't know that. You don't know what type of league this is. It. I see what she's saying, and I would agree that certain sports do go a little crazy in terms of like kids, like they're just kids and they're training like crazy to do this instead of maybe like loving the sport itself. But maybe that is how they love the sport. Maybe that is how they found love through the sport. But once again, hockey is different from all these other sports for kids and at a youth level. Like honestly, like how old is he? He said this is a 13 to 14 bracket, right? I literally watched a video the other day that said, sorry, I'm like completely talking over this. I completely. It's funny. She walked on her just fine. He said this is a 13 to 14 age bracket. There are literally summer camps where they pick the best 13, 14-year-old kids across the country of America who are really good at hockey and have them train there. And there are scouts that look at them there from different places across the world. And they can get drafted at age 15 to 16, 17 and play in the juniors. So once again, it just depends what type of league he is playing in. He doesn't seem that skilled or that good, really. So maybe this is like a lower league, and maybe all these other kids are trying to just work their way up to that bigger league. I don't know. There's a lot of information not being told right now. You're right. Don't bother. Listen, there are different leagues for kids to play hockey in. Now, sure, maybe not in certain areas in America because hockey is just not accessible for everyone. Like here in Georgia, like, are you kidding me? Good luck finding a hockey rink. And then when you do find a hockey rink or an ice rink, there's no hockey in there. There's no hockey happening in there. I don't know what to say. Yes. I love the message that this show is trying to say right now, but I feel like hockey is a different it's a different conversation. If it was basketball, sure. Or football, yes. Or even soccer maybe. But hockey, no, there are literally leagues that are designed for these kids who are literally that good to excel like that. That's not the same for basketball and football. You can't turn pro in basketball or football in America at the age of 15, 16, 17, or not even 18 anymore. No, not anymore. You can't come out of high school anymore. You have to at least have 1 year at college or overseas professionally. So maybe that's a conversation though. Maybe these kids who are playing hockey shouldn't be, coming into the league so young. That's a conversation. What the hell? No. No, no. Not a bright guy either. Ain't no thing. Something's wrong with her knee because she's pushing hard, so she wouldn't push hard on your team. I don't get that logic. This guy's charming. Nah. Yeah. Real shit though, I like really want to play hockey. I've never played hockey in my life, but I really want to play it because I really kind of fell in love with the sport of hockey, just like how it is and players. I don't really. I'm kind of iffy on the culture of hockey in a sense, but I love the sport. I love the sport. Love the rules. Love how competitive it is and how skilled it is. You have to be to do it. I would have stood right there and roast the hell out of each and every single one of them. But at my high school, middle school, dude, I went to school with like some of the funniest people in the world that will like slick roast your ass. If you say something, you say one little thing that's off, they will roast you like crazy. How'd you get their number? It's literally what people do when I text them. Beer leagues. Beer leagues are interesting too. I've seen some videos on that. What NHL game is this? This is like one of those sports games that are like strictly on apps. What the fuck? You literally just looked up his address and you're just going to his house? Say Pennywise, not it. Little spotlight up there. He's so friendly. I like him. So someone who's good at a video game will be good at the sport in real life? I'm trying to understand the logic. That's like saying someone who plays Tony Hawk religiously, me, when I was growing up, and be like, oh, I'm going to be like amazing at skateboarding. I wasn't amazing, but I was pretty decent. But that's because like 10 years. Like I've been skating for like 10 years and I worked my way to get barely decent. Okay, it's a kid show. I'm gonna let it slide. But hey, you know what? Now that I'm thinking of it, hockey is the same as skateboarding in terms of what this show is trying to get its message across. In terms of kids shouldn't be taking a sport this seriously at this age. Skateboarding, I kind of fell out of touch with skateboarding a little bit when it was like 2010, 2011, when it was like nothing but little kids turning pro. And it was honestly like discouraging. Like literally like 14-year-olds, 13-year-olds getting sponsored by the biggest companies, doing all this crazy stuff. And it's just like, what the hell? Like, don't bother. Just like what this show's saying, or this episode. Did they ever say where they live? Because this seems like a hockey state. It seems like they're in America, but it seems like a hockey state. I want to guess it's Minnesota. Minnesota is like literally the only place in America where it is a hockey state. There's over 10,000 rinks in Minnesota alone. The Minnesota Wild is like that's the team for that state. They love the Minnesota Wild over there. You come down to Texas, like what? Hockey, huh? I mean, they have the Nashville Predators, but it's like, huh? Oh my God, come to Florida. You ever been to a Panthers game? How many people go to that game? It's literally like a empty classroom. Gotta love sound effects. Coach Bombay. It took me forever to realize that Emilio Estevez is the brother of Charlie Sheen. Well, the coach wasn't mean. Hold on now. The coach wasn't really mean. He told him straight up. How would you want him to tell your kid? No hockey. Why does he hate hockey? This isn't Coach Bombay. Are we literally getting like a Last Jedi Luke Skywalker with Coach Bombay? This isn't my coach. Oh, he's just a. Well, I mean, I don't love it, but it's really funny that he's like an asshole now. Yeah, blew out his knee. That's not true. What? Wait, that's not true. From what he said in the movies, Coach Bombay was really good. Like he got drafted, and then he got sent to the minors for more development. And then in the development, he got a really bad knee injury, and it forced him to quit hockey. You, of course, obviously, you were good enough. What? Keep your head up, man. I'm gonna hit a slap shot so bad. Maple Leafs. Whenever I see Toronto Maple Leafs fans, I just laugh. Over half a century of just failure. Hey, they're doing pretty good this year though. But honestly, it's only because they're only playing in their division, which is the worst division in fucking hockey. The worst division has been in years. When you have to play the Senators in Calgary and the fucking oh fuck, what's their name? Vancouver Canucks. When you have to play each of those three teams 4 times in a row, oh yeah, I think you're gonna win them. I think you're gonna win them all 12 times. Wow, he can't even turn. How is he expecting to make that team? What? The hot chocolate bar. I do my best not to eat dairy or drink dairy. Eat or drink dairy anymore. So this is like an old basketball thing too. Like somebody who shows up at the gym with the nicest pair of sneakers, you're like, oh, they got to be good, right? Like, no. All right, bro. That's literally me because I never skated before. Is he doing a trick? Teach him how to skate. I'll give you some advice, kid. Just because you got cut from a team and those teammates don't talk to you anymore, they were never your friends. He's right. Pretty good. And he's won a medal, a gold medal, lady. Not that long ago. Like 20-ish years ago. Right? Actually, yeah. Wow. Actually, it's about to be 30 years in like the next 4 years. Yeah, next 4-ish years. Yeah, be 30. Damn. Yeah, that was a lifetime ago. Who slices grapes? Yeah. Yeah. Which is a big dead end. I love how he's secretly saying, like, hey, man, just quit. Ah. Oh my god. Take the food off first. Yeah. Look how that teacher's. The teacher's in the background, just like, what's going on here? That little girl has the thickest eyebrows ever. Logan. I would join if I was a kid. Like, I never played hockey before, but I really want to play hockey. I'm a fast learner. But that's the thing, too. That's also a thing, too. Like, if you never skated before, it takes time. Like, it takes years. It takes like a decade to master. Literally. Especially if you're playing defenseman. Because you literally skating backwards 70% of the time. This motherfucker done. So if someone dares you to do it, you're just gonna do this whole commitment that's gonna be months long. It's because you are Wall. I'm sorry. When I first watched this, I was making so many mean jokes towards him. I don't, listen, I don't agree with fat shaming. Fat shaming is horrible. I applaud him for joining the team. I honestly, when I first watched this, I honestly said to myself, I want him to join. Not just to be a freaking goalie, but just to get more exercise. No kid should weigh that much. No, it could be genetic and all, but no kid should weigh that much. Bloomington Bears. The Edina Hawks. Okay, sounds like the Atlanta Hawks, but alright. I've never played hockey either, but I think I can coach these kids. Especially if they don't know anything. Hell yeah, I can coach them. Literally, like, I love watching analysis hockey videos about like what certain positions, what they have to do in the offensive zone, defensive zone, and like all that stuff. Like, I love it. I love trying to gain a IQ for hockey. I can 100% coach this team. Or, let me be an assistant coach. Why are these people so rude? Calm down. I hate this. I hate this. Oh. Just when I was beginning to like this show. Yeah, are you sure? Wait, no, you can't do that. You can't come for their name. So this image right here, I'll be damn if they at the end of this season they win the entire championship. I'll be damn because they don't even know how to skate. And they don't even know how to skate. They don't even know how to skate. I'm pretty sure they don't know the positions, where to line up on between the dots. Like, there's no way. That's that's not cool. I always thought that checking in hockey is like, don't really know why it's there, especially fighting in hockey. I don't think it's like necessary, but checking in little kids hockey, especially P14, P12s, it's just unnecessary. And there's a huge risk for concussions, especially towards female players. I don't know how to skate so bad. My girlfriend said she would teach me, but hockey is not a necessity over here. That's like not her. I hate lens flares in films because it breaks the illusion that there's not a camera there, or that there is a camera there. All right, I think that's the episode. I liked it. I like it. Logic is fucking dumb, but but it's fun. You know, it's fun. It's a kid show. Hey, listen, it's hockey. It's it's hockey, man. It's first off, hockey is not even talked about in popular culture like that. At least not anymore. So it's I think it's awesome that there's something hockey related that's like entertaining that's out there because that's really cool. Um, I don't know why these credits are so long. I was like, what's happening? There must be like some bonus stuff. No? Wow. There's like some crazy credits that I was like in Chinese and in like different. Huh. Some weird credits. Well, okay. All right. Well, that's the episode. Yeah, let me know what you guys think and how you feel about the sport of hockey in this episode. Once again, I liked it. Logic went out the window, but it's completely fine for definitely for what it is. Um, I like that kid who does like podcasts. You know, like he's always trying to talk into his microphone and stuff like that. I think he's my favorite character. Um, I think they're totally gearing up the main protagonist kid to be kind of like Charlie, like in the original movies. But if you remember, Charlie wasn't really that good at hockey either. Like he got a lot better, but he was kind of like he was like the best of the worst, and everyone else was kind of trash. There's so many lists. I think the Ringer.com put out a list of like top every single Mighty Ducks character ranked from best to worst, and they had the nerve not to put Banks number one. Banks didn't even make number one. I don't even think Cat made number two, which is ridiculous. Banks is the best skater ever in that franchise, and Cat is number two. She was the real deal. She's like a Carly Jackson, if any of you are Buffalo Buttes fans. She's the real deal. But yeah. Yeah, that's the review. That was 40 minutes, or it was like 38 minutes and 40 seconds. I forgot to say the time. But yeah, all right. I think I mean I like the show, so I might watch episode two. Find episode two and do that for you guys. So yeah. So yeah, that's the full episode review. If you'd like to recommend me a show that you would like for me to watch with you, please like, comment, and subscribe. Comment below on what you would like for me to watch. Until then, victory or death, Starfighters.